Sometimes I catch myself mid-thought, and I realize I didn't choose that thought. It just showed up, spoke in my voice, and before I knew it, I believed it. It's like there's this narrator in my head, always commenting, predicting, analyzing it. But it doesn't always feel like me. Not the real me. The me behind the noise. The one who's just quietly observing it all. Have you ever felt like that? Like your mind has been playing you this whole time? Like it learned your voice too well? I'm not here to preach or act like I've figured it all out. I haven't. But I've been through enough chaos up here, in this head, to say with confidence, something's off about how we relate to our minds. And that's what this is about. Let's walk through it, together. There was a point in my life where my mind never shut up. And I don't mean that in some dramatic way, I mean literally, it just wouldn't stop. I'd replay moments, confrontations, imaginary conversations, future scenarios that would never happen, but somehow felt urgent. It wasn't like I was trying to think. It was more like thinking was happening to me. And I was stuck in the passenger seat. The messed up part? It sounded like me. Same tone, same humor, same pain. So I believed it. I obeyed it. I thought it was me. But now, I'm not so sure. The mind is a shapeshifter, and its favorite disguise is you. I used to think my mind was the enemy, that it hated me, that it was broken. But over time, I started to see it differently. I started to see it like a defense mechanism, a kind of outdated software trying to protect me in ways that no longer made sense. It was built for survival, for threat detection, for pattern recognition, not for peace. And peace? That's not its job. So it overanalyzes. It assumes the worst. It plays every possible version of what could go wrong, just in case. It's trying to help, in the most unhelpful way. The mind is like an old alarm system, loud, outdated, and triggered by everything. And I get it now. I get why it does what it does. But that doesn't mean I have to let it run the show. At some point, I realized that most of the stuff my mind was saying wasn't even mine. It was absorbed, inherited, conditioned. Stuff I heard growing up, stuff I saw online, moments of shame, fear, rejection, turned into mental loops. It was like I had built an echo chamber inside my own head. One where every voice sounded like mine, but none of them were actually me. And the more I listened without questioning, the more I became what I was trying to escape. Just because a thought speaks in your voice doesn't mean it's telling the truth. If I'm honest, my mind feels like a simulation engine. It takes one idea, and before I even blink, it's spun it into 100 realities. Most of them negative. Most of them rooted in fear, like, I'll think someone's upset with me. And within seconds, I've already imagined 5 arguments, 2 betrayals, and a whole emotional monologue I'll never actually say. It's kind of wild, but it's also kind of sad. Because while my mind is simulating all these futures, I'm not really here. The more time you spend in imagined realities, the less you feel grounded in this one. And I'm tired of missing the present because my brain thinks it's protecting me from a future it can't even predict. Right now, wherever you are, just close your eyes. Breathe in. Let it out. Now, just notice the voice in your head. What's it saying? What tone is it using? Now, shift your attention, not to the thought, but to the awareness of the thought. That's you, the witness, the observer, the space where all of this unfolds. It's subtle, but if you catch it, it changes everything. You're not the stream, you're the riverbed. believed some pretty dark thoughts, not because they made sense, but because they were familiar. That's the trap. When a thought has been with you long enough, it doesn't feel like pain anymore. It feels like identity. But I've started to ask, who would I be without these thoughts? Who am I underneath all the mental noise? Not as some enlightened concept, just as a person, a presence, a witness to all this inner weather. Not every voice that sounds like you deserves your trust. These days, I don't try to silence my mind. I let it speak. But I also question it. I give it space to process, but I don't give it the wheel. I've learned that my mind can be loud and still be wrong. It can be smart and still be scared. It can be convincing and still be completely disconnected from the truth of who I am. You don't need to control your thoughts. You just need to stop being controlled by them. There's a stillness that's always been there. I just wasn't listening. It's not a voice. It's not a thought. It's not even a feeling. It's just space, like an open field inside my awareness, where nothing needs to be fixed. Nothing needs to be understood. Just noticed. Just felt. Just breathed through. The truth isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet you've been avoiding. So, here's what I know today. I am not my mind, but it knows how to sound like me, and that's okay. I'm not trying to fight it anymore. I'm just learning to see it for what it is. A tool, a protector, a narrator, but not the whole story. The real me, the one beneath the noise, that's the part I'm still getting to know. And maybe that's the whole point. I am not the voice. I am the space it echoes through. Thanks for listening. See you in the next chapter.